And what we have to pay, it's only 8,792 euro, which on 50,000, which is the beginning of the video, that was our taxable income, it's actually a 17.94% tax pressure and not. Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papetto here, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to squeeze your taxes like a lemon. Here in ESENtaxa we talk about how to optimize your taxation when you move in a certain country. This specific video we are going to talk about how to squeeze your taxes down when you are living in Italy or when you are moving to Italy, okay? So for both situations. In this specific video I'm going to give you the tips how to squeeze your taxes also when you don't apply any kind of tax benefit, such as unwanted regime, forfeit regime, or any kind of company structure, anything like that. Just a simple individual, unemployed, self-employed, whatever income you're receiving in Italy, you will have this benefit that I'm going to describe you right now. And if you like this kind of content, if you like to see ESENtaxa releasing more and more content, please notification bell, like button, and subscribe the channel in order to help us grow. In the description below the video you will have our email contact info@esentaxa.com, or you can reserve a book in which we can help you to understand if the relocation to Italy makes sense and if you can apply this benefit and how you can optimize the taxation in this country. We also cover Belgium, Portugal and Albania. Now, in this video I'm going to talk about how to squeeze your taxes before and after the calculation. So actually we are going to talk about the detrazioni. So this is a specific thing that exists in Italy, detrazioni, which is in English, this can be translated like a deduction after the calculated amount of tax to pay. So instead of using this long phrase, we can use one single word, detrazioni in Italian, or improperly called in English detractions, if you want to call it like this. So what are those detrazioni? So first of all, we have to understand how the Italian tax system works, okay? So I'll give you a quick idea of how it works. We have the taxation on individuals, which is the RPF taxation. So the RPF taxation, which is the tax that you pay on physical person, on individuals. Either you are self-employed employee or you receive income from all over the world as a general income, miscellaneous income, doesn't matter. At the end of the story, at the end of the tax year, you're going to pay the RPF. Except those incomes for special regimes or special flat taxes such as dividend, capital gains, and forfeit regime, okay? But in all the rest of the cases, you're going to pay the RPF taxation, which is basically a tax bracket system, which starts from 23% up to 50,000 euro per year, 25% up to 28,000 euro per year, 35% up to 50,000 euro per year, and 43% above, okay? Everything above, it's taxed at 43%. This means that if you earn more than 50K, of course, you're not gonna pay on 43% on the entire amount, but just an average of these percentages. I will give you an example. I'll just put some notes here so we can understand this topic through numbers. So let's imagine I have my income of 50,000 euro. This is my taxable income. What does it mean? It means that before this 50,000, I have already applied my deduction. And if I am a self-employed or freelancer, here I have applied my cost, my coherent cost. I also have already applied my social security. So all the elements that allows me to deduct and push down my taxable income, because if my taxable income is lower, then I will pay less taxes because the taxable income is the input for this RPF calculation, okay? So as much as I manage to squeeze down with my deduction, so at the top of this we have the deductions, which is in common of all countries in the world, as much as I manage to squeeze down this amount of money, I will pay less RPF taxation. So imagine that my profit, my revenue was bigger than 50,000, it was like 75,000 or something, so I managed to have all the elements, all the deductions, to squeeze down to 50, and I will pay only taxes on 50,000 euro. But in Italy, we can also reduce the amount of tax to pay, okay? Through the detrazioni list, the detrazioni system. So, keeping this example, if we have a taxable income of 50,000 euro and we apply 50,000 euro on the RPF taxation 2023, we are going to have an RPF to pay, I already made a calculation, of 14,400 euro, okay? So 50,000 on the RPF system calculation, the tax brackets, is like 14,400 euro, which makes a tax pressure of 28.8%, which is quite high, right? How can I do now? What can I do and which is the next step? In Italy, the RPF, the amount of tax to pay, it's gross. It means that we can still subtract other elements at this number. How we can subtract these elements? Now, the detrazioni is basically, it's an amount of money that the Italian state gives you back if you purchase certain kind of items, certain kind of things, or if you act in a specific behavior that the Italian government wants to push you to act like. For example, the Italian government wants to renew the real estate network in Italy, so they push people to renew, to refurbish their old homes, old apartments. So what they do, they grant detrazioni for those old people who wants to refurbish their home in Italy. So, and in 2023, you have up to 96,000 euro of expenses in refurbishing your home to be claimed back and offset against this 14,000 euro in taxes. So the limit in 2023 is 96,000 euro in refurbish your home. You are entitled in 2023 to receive 50% of this amount of money, okay? Of course, if your work the expenses of your work are bigger than 96,000 euro, you will only have to consider this amount of money, okay? So the Italian state says 50% of this value will be given back to you, okay? So it's 48,000 euro, and this amount of money cannot be given back to you in one shot, in 1 year, the year that you have pay for the work, but will be given back split it in 10 years. So we divide this one by 10 years, and we get like 4,800 euro per year. And this is the detrazioni that we can subtract again the 14,400 euro. There is another kind of detrazioni which is quite useful. When you refurbish your home, you can also claim back the detrazioni for your furnitures. For certain kind of furnitures and for a certain kind of household appliance, okay? And also here we have a limit. The limit in 2023 is 8,000 euro. So it means that you can deduct up to 4,000 euro because it's 50%. So for example, here we have 8,000 euro as a maximum expenses. 50% of it, it's 4,000 euro. And in a span of 10 years, we can claim back this amount of money, which is 400 euro per year. And then this is the second element, we can subtract again this 14,400 euro. And then another important element for the detrazioni is the medical expenses. So the medical expenses is something that is very, very useful when it comes to recover taxes. The medical expenses is when you go to the doctor, a specific visit, not the family doctor, which is for free in Italy, or you have to go to the pharmacy, you have to purchase all the medicines, or you have other similar expenses always in the health sphere. So keep in mind that if you have your wife and your child at your charge, you can also have the detrazioni from them. So it means that if you have, for example, in 1 year, you have an expenses of medicines of 1,200 euro, you can have a detraction of 19% of it, which is 228 euro. And when the percentage is lower than 40% or 30%, the Italian states give you the chance to use the detrazioni in the same year, so you don't have to split it in 10 years, okay? So when you see detrazioni with percentage quite high, you have to wait 10 years to receive them back, okay? And then you have this 228 euro. Okay, now 1,200 euro is just an estimation of an average family of composed by 3 persons where only the father works. And now let's sum up the calculation. So we have basically 400, 800, 400 euro here, 228 here. These 3 elements, we're gonna sum them up, and we have 5,428 euro. So now we have to subtract this 14,400 euro, and what we have to pay, it's only 8,792 euro, which on 50,000, which is the beginning of the video, that was our taxable income, it's actually a 17.94% tax pressure, and not anymore 28%. You see how the Detrazioni allows you to squeeze down your taxes after their calculation. So we squeeze taxes before through the deduction, like in the rest of the world, but in Italy we also squeeze the gross IRPEF. And this one, this 8,792, it's called RPF net. Okay, so the target is to reduce as much as possible the RPF gross to reduce down to the RPF net with a lower tax pressure. Okay, so this works regardless of the tax regime. So it means that if you have also the impatriate regime, you can have it at the top of this. So you can have the impatriate regime that reduce your taxable income by 90%, and then you pay taxes only on 5,000, for example, and then only 5,000 goes to the RPF. But then if you have an income too low, then the RPF gross is too small, and then you cannot deduct all this refurbished work or your furniture or any other kind of detrazioni list that you can receive back. For example, also the detrazioni because of your wife by default, because your wife is at your charge, or because your child are on your charge. So basically these are just 3 classical examples, but in Italy you have hundreds of detrazioni that you can exploit. And keep in mind that whenever you purchase something in Italy, you have to make sure that that kind of expenses somehow might belong to the list of detrazioni, and you can spare some taxes at the end of the year. So this is a work that a lot of accountants in Italy, they don't want to do it because it's quite long. Here in ESENtaxa, we work in a different way. We are quite proactive, and we help clients to recover taxes, to exploit the detrazioni at the top of the tax regimes, to spare even other thousands euro at the end of the years. So might not be a huge amount of money, but still thousands euros is not bad to give into the state for free. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was clear. The detrazioni, it's specifically for Italy. I don't think there are other jurisdictions that work with this system. Now, with the new government, more likely the number of detrazioni will be shrunk. Most of them will be deleted because this is the idea of the new government. But in reverse, we're going to have a lower tax brackets here because, of course, when we have the new Italian budget law, we have to always find a way to take the money some other places and put in the other tax structures. Okay, so if they reduce the number of detrazioni, if they reduce the percentage of detrazioni, most likely they will reduce the RPF percentage. So this is the way how the Italian government works. Other governments in the past, they increase the number of detrazioni, so you have to make sure about the existence of this detrazioni, but they increase the percentage of RPF. So your accountant has to act like proactively, because he's the one that has the access to the updated list of detrazioni with the correct number, with the correct percentages on yearly basis. Thanks for watching this video, and if you need clarification on this subject, if you need a consultation, in the description below the video you can book a call and we can arrange a 50-minute call, 30-minute call, 1-hour call, or even better, to be more precise with your tax strategy in Italy through a tax simulation. Okay? Thank you very much. See you to the next content.